All right, we're working on the Tige Z3. This is a 2015. It's got the Indmar Raptor 400. Here's a few things we're going to need to do the impeller. We're using this Johnson Original 9812B1. So it works for quite a few different engines. So need you a new impeller, get some needle nose pliers, a small ratchet. This is a 1/4-inch ratchet with 5/16 socket, and then you need some kind of a lubrication. We're going to use the Astroglide to get it out. I've used WD-40 in the past, but I want to use more of a water-based lubricant so that way it doesn't damage the impeller vanes or the rubber, break it down at all. So we're going to get started and get this impeller. All right, we're here at the back of the boat. I have the engine cover off. I have both the hatches open, the walk-through open. I'm trying to figure out the best way to get access to the impeller. The best way, you have to get through the port side. So I'm going to try a way through the under this way right here. Okay, I'm going to take the dipstick out because this kind of gets in the way. I'm going to basically be going in through right here, so this will give me a little bit of extra clearance. Okay, that housing right there, this black piece right there with the little bolts on the front, that's our water pump right there, that black piece right there. So it's got 4 nuts, 5/16 socket. We'll take those off. So remove the pump cover. Shouldn't be too tight. And then we'll start working on extracting the impeller. So this is the top. This is the top, and this was the bottom. And so this is this foam gasket here. So I want to make sure I orient this correctly. So the top, and then this is the bottom. Now I'm just going to squirt some lubricant into the housing and see if I can extract the... Okay, I'm not sure if you can see this or not, but there's the impeller and the housing right there. Okay, I'm here at the dash, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump the engine over just slightly, just so it'll spin that impeller. I'm going to do it just a couple times. I don't want it to start, but I want it to simply turn that impeller over. Alright, so it actually fired up here. Okay, I bumped it. So I found out if you pull this lanyard here, you can't turn the engine over at all. So if that's enabled, it kills the switch altogether. So I'm not able to bump the engine, so it won't start at all. So you have to just bump it. Because the impeller housing is open, you have some lubricant in it. You know, the engine's closed cooled, it's got coolant through it, so there's no real harm in just bumping the engine like that. Especially since I'm removing the impeller anyways, so. Now let's go back, get the needle nose, and try to extract it. Okay, I just started the engine, and I don't know if the impeller has come out at all, but I'm going to try to extract it now. So as you can see there, I'm just using the needle nose pliers to try to work this thing out. Let me see if I can... As you can see, I'm just getting the needle nose pliers in the vanes and then just pulling. On the boat. Yeah. Okay, so after bumping the engine a few times, I probably did it 4 or 5 times, put that lubricant in there, and then just pulling it out, try pulling it with the needle nose pliers, I got it out. So it wasn't too bad. I actually pulled, this is a piece I pulled off while I was pulling, and I got that piece out. So make sure there's no pieces left behind inside the pump. So now I'm just gonna get the new one lubricated up, slip it in. Oh, that's hard. That's hard. Get that one out. Okay, got everything lined up and then just tapped it in with a dead blow hammer just so it would get in there. It's hard to put force this way, so I needed something to just kind of lightly tap it in. So now I'm just going to put the pump cover back on. See, I have the new gasket on. I have one of the screws right here. I'm just going to start this one. Okay, start that one. I'm just going to get one on the side lined up. Keep the top one loose until you get them lined up. There we go, right there. Okay, that one's lined up. Now I'm just going to put those. Hardest part of this is just getting access to it. You're really just working with one hand. And I'm trying to come over the top of the engine here, but it's doable. I guess if you're a little bit smaller, you can go over the top of the engine. If you can't get the access, you got to go around the side on the battery side. Alright, final step is I'm just going to get the ratchet out and tighten those down. We'll be good to go. Okay, here's a shot of how I got access to it. So this is the port side. I took out this panel here. So I took out this dipstick here, but I crawled like this, and then I'm reaching over the top like this, working with one hand from here. So this is how I got access to the pump. If you can do that, this is probably the easiest way to get to it. Otherwise, like I said, you got to take out the whole panel on the other side, remove the batteries. That'd be a lot harder. So it is doable. You're just coming right over the top right here and down below. It's just hard one-handed, but as you can see, it's doable. So now I got everything put back together. I got the bolts put back. I'm going to put the engine cover back on. I'm going to fire it up on the hose and make sure there's no leaking coming out of the pump cover, just so that we're good, and then should be good to go. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Thanks.